number one in the chat. Just put a number one in the chat. If you had $100,000 to $150,000, would that change your business or your life today? Okay. So today I'm going to be giving you guys the exact framework I used to go from declined 400 credit score, 480 to be exact, broken maxed out to securing 150,000 and 0% business credit. I've built 3 multi-7-figure companies at this point. I've helped thousands of people do the same. Okay. Why you're here because you know there's more for you. Okay. You might have tried other programs in the past. You might have hired different credit repair companies. You might have hired different funders. We learned you might have tried discharging some debt, but you're here because of whatever you tried in the past. It didn't work, because if it worked, you wouldn't be here. And that's one thing I know. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all have to test what works. We might have to lose some money, trust some people, get betrayed, get burned, go from 750s. Thank God they're out of diapers, but I love them to death. And that's why I work as hard as I do. Now, in my professional life, you know, I'm your mentor and I'm an industry expert, guys. I'm not a digital influencer that's, you know, haven't built, you know, real brick and mortar companies. I'm actually a self-made CEO and funding expert. I started at a 524 FICO score and I've built 3 multi-million-dollar companies. And I tell everyone this: if I wouldn't have funded myself and I didn't have 80 to 120,000 at the very beginning of available credit, I wouldn't have been able to scale my businesses as fast as I have. Okay. I've helped more than 3,200 entrepreneurs acquire over $40 million in 0% capital. And if you just Google Timo Wilson, you'll see me on Apple News, Business Insider, AP, Benzinga, Yahoo Finance 3 times, The Digital Journalist.
Hey, okay. I'm gonna pick your knees up too, okay?
All right, we're gonna mute you, Dixie. All right. So my slogan is, you don't need perfect credit, guys. What you need is position. I'm not selling you guys any smoke today. We actually have the data, time in the industry to support everything I say today. Now, the big paradox in America, guys, and this is the catch-22, is those who need capital the most get it the least. And those who need capital the least get it the most. You don't need perfect credit. You need position credit. So banks care more about your profile structure, not a 750 credit score. And what I invented, guys, is called a 4x4 rule. You want 4 open primary credit cards open at all times, utilized below 30%. You want 4 open installment loans open at all times. Installment is your student loans, mortgages, auto loans, personal loans, revolving lines of credit or lines of credit, credit cards, etc. Okay. The name of this game is who can keep the most accounts open, paid on time, over the longest period of time. If you open up your Experian credit report, you're going to see one thing it says: your credit file's average age. Your age is about 10% of your score. That's 40, 50 points. A good average age on a credit score, on a credit report, is about 5 years. Okay. So if you have 10 to 15-year-old accounts and you keep opening up new accounts, well, your newest accounts are 1 month, 2 month, 3 months old. That's going to affect your average age. Before you fund, always make sure your average is above $2,000. Myth number 2, your business needs to be aged to raise capital. Our average client has less than a 1-year-old LLC, guys. And I just got off one. We're going to create an LLC. This is Ashley Cacho. Worked with her last year. She owns a cleaning company now in Vegas because we started an LLC together. It was 90 days old. And here she is on Instagram. Hey, Timo, $75,000 Chase Bank credit card approved. Then we followed up with $25,000 at Citizens Bank, $5,000 at US Bank. She ended up through 3 banks with $105,000 in capital. I just had a meeting with her last Friday, after not really connecting with her for 8 months. Ashley has launched and scaled a cleaning company and is on Gap commercial. The clothing company Gap commercials, flying to New York because she had available funding to get her stuff off the ground. Okay. This was a 3 to 4 month old LLC. So that's just to prove to you guys, you don't need a new entity to accomplish 6 figures in 0%. Client, 36 deletions on the first round, 3 late payments, updated deposited, 35, 23, 14 point score increases. We had another client on the last round, 24 deletions, 700s across the board. Moving along. We had client 1 on round 2, 78% deletion rate. We deleted $97,038 of negative accounts. And no, they don't pop back up because in section 611, just so you guys are aware, the creditors and collection agencies must send you written notice just to re-report the same account. And if they didn't send you written notice, it's illegal to re-report an account that's come off a credit report. The worst that can happen is they can resell the debt. They can resell the debt to another collection agency, which then reports the account, and then we just get back to work and delete that one. But typically, once it's off the first one or two, the creditor to collection agency, you don't really see it resold too many times after that because the paper. I did all that for myself. But what about you? The biggest thing, guys, is I told myself is I said, okay, I've done it for myself. How can I help other people do the same? And that's how I invented the entire Sacred Wealth funding engine. And I'd like to review it with you. So first is step one, guys. If your credit score does not start with a 7, the very first step that we have to tackle with you is eliminating as many inaccurate, unverifiable, erroneous accounts off your credit report, okay? And understand the way we do this is multiple ways. Stripping all old personal information is the very first step. Suppressing all 9 data houses from early warning systems to SageStream to LexisNexis to Advanced Resolution Services. There's a 4th credit bureau called Innovis. I don't know if you guys know this, based off Title 15, Section 609, there's a privacy law that states if you did not provide the bureaus with written consent to report anything on you, they violated your privacy and everything has to come off a credit report. You don't have to do those identity theft sweeps. There's other ways that is a permanent fix to fix this junk off your credit report, okay? And after fixing almost 10,000 consumers' credit, there's not a consumer law code I do not know. And if I don't know it, we're partnered with attorneys that'll sue and win as well. Now, this is where most people get it wrong at. Everyone uses ChatGPT, which doesn't work. We're going to start with the number 4. If you have all positive accounts, 0 negative accounts, your score is going to start with a 7. The goal is while you're spending 30, 60, 90 days eliminating the negative accounts, repairing them, it's to build your credit with primary trade lines. You want to build your first 10, 15, up to $25,000 and credit builder primary revolving lines of credit. The reason why we use credit builders is because A, you don't get an inquiry, which is a derogatory mark when you don't get approved. B, you start off with higher limits. Our smallest credit builder is a $3,500 line of credit. Our highest credit builder is a $15,000 revolving line of credit. The reason why that's so important is while the negatives are falling off, you're adding new accounts. They have big boy credit limits. You're keeping them below 30%. You're paying on time. That's what builds your credit over 700. While